Kenneth Okonkwo is one man I respect so much, right from the time of his Nollywood movies down to when he ventured into politics, and now because this man has so many things upstairs. These are the kind of people we need in our government. These are the kind of people we need to make decisions, because when you listen to them talking, you will know that they have something upstairs. Guys, just listen to this particular video from the very beginning to the end, because this man nailed it. Okay guys, let's go straight into the video. But before then, this is your favorite channel, UG Media TV. If you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed, please do us a favor and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the bell icon so that you get our latest videos as soon as we drop them.
During the campaign trail, the former president had the body language, it seems, that didn't really read that he wanted this current president to win. There was also the introduction of the the Naira change policy, which was a complete, it was something, and it caused quite a bit of chaos for the campaign. Of course, it was reversed. Either way, APC and their spokespersons are saying, etc. Garba Shehu also did defend Buhari for taking off some subsidies. He included, let me get the list of it, the electricity subsidy, the fertilizer subsidy, the Hajj Christian pilgrimage subsidies, cooking gas, etc. Should those be taken into regard?
You know, anytime I hear about subsidy, anytime I hear about helping the people, I immediately chuckle, because subsidy is now a nomenclature with which the ruling class used to defraud the people. You heard him also when he established a social investment scheme, and he said he was going to take 100 million people out of poverty, but he ended taking 133.3 million people into poverty, because the purported sharing of the money was not to the poor, but to the rich. And that is why I do not want to hear anything about sharing the money. I want to hear, if you say you have removed subsidy, I want you not to increase my electricity tariff, because the only reason you say we should absorb the subsidy is because you said you will use it for electricity, you will use it for roads, you will use it for water. I came out from my house, the light was dark, and you want to increase tariff. Then what are you using for the subsidy? I do not want to hear sharing of money. Please, use this subsidy you have ended. Increase the salaries of the civil servants. Let us see tangible, verifiable, and accountable issues that we can hold you responsible for. Not invisible sharing of money to invisible human beings that lead the poor people into more poverty and enrich the corrupt class in a more intransparent way. So please, I do not like hearing anything subsidy. It has become a nomenclature for corruption. So, as you were saying, even the president at a time passed a vote of no confidence on the people that speak for him. He said they are not doing a great job, and they did not do a great job portraying even the little he did. And you know what? It was not just his spokesperson. Everything about him was a failure. And the failure is being transmitted to the next generation of the leaders he has imposed on us, which have become, even in a very short while, unmitigated disaster. Now, I want to first of all say, you cannot dictate your way out of economic doldrums. You have to plan your way out of it. You have to produce your way out of it. You have to create your way out of it. You have to export your way out of it. Staying somewhere in France, embarking on a private visit to London, and staying there to dictate economic policies does not make it work. They recently said, oh, we are abolishing dual exchange rate, making it single. Oh yes, it ought not to have been there in the first place. But that is not what is going to show up the value of your currency. Now, the value of your currency is predicated on the amount of export you are able to do relative to your import. So, when you plan to produce in order to export, to have self-sufficiency, and then to export through creativity, not borrowing, your currency automatically, the value will go up. So what I am saying is abolishing the dual exchange rate, as pleasant as it may sound, will not increase the value of your currency. I tell you something. Stop importing fuel. Repair the refineries with the money you say you are making now by not paying subsidy. Let us be net exporters of oil so that our foreign exchange will be preserved. When you do that, and that was why when we were campaigning, we said we were going to shift emphasis from consumption to production through a production-centered economy that would lead to agrarian revolution and export-oriented industrialization. When you export, your foreign exchange increases and it will show up the value of your currency. You don't dictate it out of existence. You plan, you organize, you direct, you control your economy to ensure that your currency becomes strong. And let me plead with him. Let him avoid using non-state actors to defile our Aso Rock and then come out to denigrate and disparage our military and police establishments. I am a lawyer to the army, and I take exception to anybody coming out publicly to say 99.9% of the military that they are thieves. I say this because I have defended some officers in the court-martial, and some of them proceeded from there to go and die in the field fighting for us. Around the world, when you talk about army as an institution, what you do is to appreciate them for their sacrifices. And I use this opportunity to tell all the military men and paramilitary that are dying for us, we love you, we appreciate you, you are the best fighting force in Africa, and nobody can take that away from you. Now, the army are mere hands and legs. They are the striking force. They are not the head that determines what they do. It is preposterous. It is very, very ridiculous that you to blame the hands and the legs that are mere striking force without blaming the head that gives the order to what they do. If I am moving my hands and legs, my brain is controlling me. The political class that are issuing the orders, which the army and the police and the paramilitary are obeying at the last order, should be blamed squarely. They are the 99% thieves, and our military, they are the best striking force in Africa. I take exception to allowing non-state actors to denigrate state actors. I use this opportunity to tell them, God bless you for what you're doing. May God protect our troops. We appreciate you and we love you, and nobody can take it away from you. So this government should stop psychologically tormenting the established state institutions by non-state actors, sitting in Aso Rock with coat of arms on their head. And let me say this thing, and I say it humbly and respectfully. I am aware that some time ago that these people were giving a lot of money to protect our oil pipelines and ensure that bunkering stops. Is it not ridiculous that they are coming back to blame the army after taking huge money from the Federation, that the army is still stealing the oil? No. The government officials are the ones stealing the oil. And immediately a P2B noted it. Solutions started coming. You don't tell the hands and the legs that you're blaming them when you cannot blame the head that is giving the order. This government should stop denigrating our army. As a lawyer to the army, I take exception to that.
All right.
Please.
Your response or your thoughts to what Shehu Garba just said regarding the fact that they kept this back because they wanted the current president to win the election. What's your thought about that?
Well, that explains the whole thing about the philosophy behind the party APC. The only thing they think about is the next election. not the next generation. That a man came to power proclaiming subsidy as fraudulent and still sustained the fraud for 8 years just because he doesn't want to lose an election tells you the whole failure that has become APC. As a matter of fact, the present leader, whom he purportedly put in office, said the financial system under his regime was rotten. Don't take my words for it. Take the words of the person he said he installed. Now, what I am saying is that if he had been a statesman, what he would have been thinking about is the next generation. Let me tell you, this same president went to National Assembly and promulgated a law called PIA. And in this law, he said they were going to remove oil subsidy 18 months before the end of his tenure. And cowardly, because they are scared of doing the right thing, he still went back to the National Assembly that has been described as rubber stamp to amend the same law to shift the commencement date to June after he had left office. Let me say it clearly, that the oil subsidy, even as presently constituted, is still a fraud. And I give you my reason. You said you have removed oil subsidy. There was no time in history that they told us that they were paying 215 naira to subsidize oil per liter. So even if, assuming without conceding, that they even say they are paying 250 naira, 250 naira plus 185 gives you about 435. So you mean you are making profit of more than 100 naira to punish a people that have been so traumatized, because the fuel price now is 537. So this APC, in addition to thinking about only election, cannot and do not have what it takes to think about the next generation. And let me put it clear. The former president said they won an election. I respectfully want to say, Mr. President, you were simply implementing the official position of your party before you left office, which is grab power at all costs, snatch it at all costs, fight for it at all costs, and run away with it. They simply ran away with the power that they did not win. And I don't take my words for it. Take the words of one Abdullahi Bangura, the chairman, Sierra Leone Political Parties Regulatory Commission. He said before the election, everybody that was anything in Nigeria supported a P2B. But when the election came differently, P2B called for calm and saved his country from chaos and chose the legal option. Nigeria is the only country where somebody that was supported by everybody that is anything in a country will be declared that he lost. But thank God he's a statesman. He was thinking about the next generation, and he called for calm, remembering that no politician's ambition is worth the blood of a Nigerian citizen. Let those that want to grab it at all costs continue. They will have an expiry date, but I tell you that the election is won by somebody that even the international community knows that he won, and even every Nigerian knows that he won. So subsidy is still a scam, and the last president that ran a rotten financial system does not have what it takes to tell us who won the election. At the appropriate time, the world will say who won the election.